I'm Murphy, and for science I've been doing cell differentiation. I've done a presentation on it to help your understanding of cell differentiation, and now we're going to go through my presentation which I've created. Cell differentiation, not to be mixed up with the character Cell from Dragonball Z or the American joke. Now we'll go through cell differentiation. I'm going to show you some definitions which are important for you to understand the topic of cell differentiation. Cells, the smallest unit of an organism that is capable of independent functioning. It consists of classic known things such as cell wall, cell membrane, lysosome, cytoplasm and the nucleus. Organelles, different structures within a cell such as mitochondria, vacuole, chloroplast. These all perform a specific function. Tissues, cells that join together and arrange themselves into a tissue. There is a lot of information on tissues such as the muscle tissues, the cardiac tissue, the skeletal tissue and the smooth tissue. These are all muscle tissues inside of your body. Organs, a differentiated part of an organism such as an eye, a wing or a leaf that performs certain functions. Here is a heart which you will see. There is also things such as a liver, a lung or a kidney. Organ system, a group of organs that work together to perform a certain task. Here you will see the digestive system. This is a common one, where all the organs work together to make the organ system, such as the liver, the stomach, the small and large intestine, gallbladder, appendix and esophagus. Organism, an individual life form such as a plant, animal, bacteria or fungus. A body is made up from organs, organelles and other things that work together. This is an organism, a living thing. Alright, now we're going to go on to cellular differentiation. Cellular differentiation definition. The process where a cell becomes specialised. This means that cells can perform a specific function. There are more than 250 general types of cell in the human body. Differentiation is the process that takes place inside an embryo that determines which genes are expressed and hence what type of cell it will result. Now we come on to totipotent, pluripotent, multipotent and unipotent. Totipotent, this means unlimited capacity. A totipotent cell has the capacity to form an entire organism. Human development begins with when a sperm fertilizes an egg and creates a single totipotent cell. In the first hour after fertilization, this cell divides into identical totipotent cells. Pluripotent. Pluripotent. Human pluripotent stem cell. One of the cells that are self-replicating, are derived from human embryos or fetal tissue, and are known to develop into cells and tissues of 3 primary germ layers. Multipotent. Multipotent means that the cell has the potential of becoming any several mature cell types. Unipotent. Unipotent cell is capable of making only one type of cell or tissue. Now we move on to stem cell research. All of these started off as the same stem cell. Stem cells start with fertilization of the egg by the sperm. These create a zygote. The zygotes split and then become an identical twin. This is obviously not always, but it can happen. Anyway, the zygote is going to make copies of itself and become a blastocyst. Blastocyst written there. All these cells have the exact same DNA. In the blastocyst, you can take out some of the inner mast cells, that's the blue ones here. These are also called pluripotent stem cells. these can develop into any other cell, but cannot develop into a human fetus. That's these cells here. Once they have divided, once they have divided what cell they are going to become, they become unipotent, which means they cannot become any other stem cell. This is the point when you know they have differentiated. And when they're at this point, you know that they are unipotent. Cellular specialization. This diagram for cellular specialization is how it works. I strongly recommend you jot some of this down quickly. While you're getting this down, I will explain cellular specialization. It is also known as cellular differentiation. It is caused by the process of genetic cells changing into specialized cells. It is the most important development in the embryo. In adult stem cells are specialized to replace the stem cells that are worn out in the bone, marrow, brain, heart and blood. Cells, they organize themselves into tissues, which then can become an organ. An example of this, a cardiac cell can then develop with others and become a cardiac tissue, which then produces into an organ, such as the heart. How a cell decides it is going to become, how a cell decides what it's going to become depends on cues or signals that it is getting. Some of these cells come internally. This usually depends on where the cell is, and this then determines what the cells are going to be. The other path that it could be taken are external signals, which is chemicals coming from the cells. This also affects what the cells are going to become. Another research, which we did not have to look into, is environmental stimuli. This is where cells get signals from outside of the body. And the next is my final slide, my reference page. Here you will view the pages that I have looked at to experience the learning that I have found. Thank you for your time, and I hope my podcast has helped you.